Alright, so today I'm gonna suggest 3 realistic targets for the Houston Rockets in free agency. So before I get into the video, make sure you subscribe, it helps me out a ton. Make sure you like and share the video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the first player. So the first player is Mitchell Robinson, and this season he is averaging 8.4 points, 8.7 rebounds in 25 minutes of action, shooting 77% from the field. Just in case you didn't know, he's an unrestricted free agent this year, as he was picked in the second round, so he's free to sign where he wants. Mitchell Robinson is a lob threat. Mitchell Robinson is a great defender. And Mitchell Robinson is a very low usage player, meaning on the offensive end, he can be very productive in pick and roll situations, catching lobs, however, won't need the ball a lot to be effective on the court at all. I don't expect him to be paid a lot of money, which is why I think it's a key target, because if we're being honest, the Rockets aren't going to get a Zach LaVine. Obviously not Harden, the bigger name free agents, they'll probably re-sign where they are. So players like Mitchell Robinson are very realistic alternatives or targets for them, especially when Mitchell will probably be looking at a contract between 8 to 12 million a year based on, for example, how much Daniel Gafford got. And I believe Mitchell Robinson is the same, if not better than Daniel Gafford. So, like I said, the presence Mitchell Robinson has on the court, such as blocking shots and being a threat rolling to the basket, is something that'll be beneficial for the Rockets, who lack an interior presence defensively. So the second player is Taurian Prince. Now you might be thinking, Taurian Prince, but think about it this way. Even if you do draft a Jabari Smith or a Banchero, you really do lack in wing depth. And getting someone like Taurian Prince off the bench, he can do a base like a jack of all trades guy. He can shoot the three, he can defend multiple positions, he can grab rebounds, and he's the type of forward you would want off the bench. He's not going to be one of them guys that's too costly. Like, he could get anywhere between a minimum deal to 7 million. Like, his price really does vary. So in that sense, he's the type of player that the Rockets should look to target, because he'll have a bigger role in the Rockets, and he can also be a very beneficial piece off the bench for that type of team. No, he's not the biggest name free agent, but he's a player that knows his role and will come in and be a very good complementary piece to what's already there. And this season, he's shooting 45% from the field, whilst averaging 6.5 points per game, and also shooting 37.8% from three. Taurian Prince is a very capable three-point shooter, and he's a hustle type player. He's the type of player that will draw charges. He will make big defensive possessions, and he's just another player who I feel like can help this team off the bench, especially from a veteran point of view. He's been in the league since 2016. He's been around for a minute now, and he's the type of guy that can help this young core develop further. So the third and final player is Colin Sexton. And you might be thinking, the Rockets don't need another guard. Well, next year I don't anticipate Eric Gordon being on the roster, Dennis Schroeder, and even if John Wall is on the roster, he won't be playing. So Colin Sexton is the type of player I feel like could really benefit the team. And the Cavs have a very good dynamic going on right now, have a winning style of basketball, so their willingness to pay Colin Sexton might be at an all-time low. So the chances of the Rockets being able to offer Colin Sexton a contract that may not even be that huge, and the Cavs not matching it, is very high. Now, just in case you didn't know, Colin Sexton's a very efficient scorer. He averaged last season 24 points per game on 47% from the field, and I also believe 41% from three. He's a very efficient player from all three levels. Yes, he's not a high volume 3-point shooter, however, he's very efficient with the shots he does take. One massive drawback on Colin Sexton's game is his playmaking ability. But in a sixth man role, you don't really need Colin Sexton to be that. You need him to be an off guard who can provide spark off the bench and can score the ball. So that's the kind of, I won't say a big name, but the kind of high ceiling guy you can get, because respectfully, the Rockets in their current state aren't attracting a Zach LaVine. They're not attracting a Bradley Beal. So someone like Colin Sexton with that type of upside is the type of player they need to go for, because Colin Sexton is a very good, talented young player who, in just his third season, nearly averaged 25 points per game, which is not easy to do, on very, very good efficiency as well. So him alongside their current young core, in my opinion, will fit very nicely. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. What other players would you like me to talk about? What other players do you think I should have included in this video? But other than that, I'm out. Peace.